The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Monday, December 19th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WynnBET. WynnBET's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100. Get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/wynnbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to get your free bet today. Remember, state restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by our mini helmet contests. Yes, the SGP mini helmets are now in the store, the SGPN store, and we're giving one away for free. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet to enter. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet to enter.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for good old December 19th. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I smoke and I drink, and I don't have stress, and I'm healthy.
The shit sandwiches were being served tonight for your boy Pick Dundee. Don't worry, though. I brought a guy, this guy, sources confirmed to me that he might have been in contact with Ryder, the moving company. Maybe he's got some intel on Ryder and their backcourt. I am joined by my co-host, who's back. He's back in the saddle. Former video coordinator of for West Virginia, and Bob Huggins for Frank Martin at South Carolina. Shit, the list goes on and on. Host of the Ryan and Rush Show. The backdrop's not up yet, but it will be soon. Host of the NFL podcast. Give it up for my guy Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, brother? How's the move?
It's going. I'm currently in a closet right now. I took a slight break on my move and watched the Redskins tonight. And, I got even more pissed off at the officiating. I said, I'm going to just go back to moving. So I'm ready to talk some college hoops to lighten my weekend a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Redskins. I don't know the Commanders. I saw Commanders where
no, who are the Commanders?
never heard of them. I looked up. I quickly Googled playoff wins for Commanders. Didn't come up with anything, so that's not a real team to me. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I know last night, I think you got lucky a little bit. I'm gonna credit you an assist because I think you picked the great night because I feel like you would have backed some of my locks. But here old Pick Dundee is in front of judge and jury, and I gotta say, if you listen to last night's show, then this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Boom. And check us out. I mean, this guy's been whining all while I'm recording. This is my guy, Little Man. Shout out to the legend of Little Man. Gotta give him, if he's gonna keep whining, I gotta give him some love, man. Got to give him some love.
He just wants to pick some winners.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what? We should do a cat parlay tonight if there's even enough teams that have some type of cat. But shout out to my guy, Little Man. Hell of a good cat. I found that guy. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's just go on. I could go down a rabbit hole and talk, man. I could talk for hours, so don't worry about it. I found him in the streets. He went underneath like 20 cars. He went through all 9 of his lives the time I found him while I was waiting at an intersection. So, yeah, true story. True story. I get all my animals by I have a dog. Got him by just randomness. I woke up that morning not thinking I was getting a dog, just like I woke up that morning not thinking I'm getting a cat. So, but who gives a fuck about my life? And let's hop into this. And look, I got my ass whooped today. We can recap. We can start things off with the bang. I didn't bet on this one, but I was still wrong. I took Canisius plus 19. They lost by 30 at Penn State. Dude, Penn State's good.
They're rolling.
They're a good team. Me and Patty C were talking about this last night. The floor of the Big Ten. I think Nebraska's better than what I thought. I think Penn State's better than what I thought. I think Maryland's better than what we thought. Actually, I was kind of on the Maryland one. I kind of thought the Maryland team was going to be better. Northwestern's better than what we thought. Everyone but the exception of Minnesota, I feel like, is better than what we thought. So shout out to the Nittany Lions. I was on the right side, but once again, I didn't bet this. I called for an upset with Howard against Harvard. I mean, I said take the 10, and I even said sprinkle some of the money line. But I mean, I wasn't super confident that Howard would win it, but I thought they could. I've been saying this for like a couple of weeks. I think that Howard is better than their record, and they get a big win tonight. That was the first time ever that a MEAC school beat an Ivy League school. Pretty fascinating. Army lost to Stony Brook. I rode Stony Brook there, but once again, I didn't bet that one, man. I even got the Stanford plus 10
rolling all of a sudden.
Well, it helps when you play Army. All right, it helps when you play Army. But yeah. Texas got a big win without Chris Beard, but still Stanford covered 10.5.
Yep.
And I was dumb enough, and I know the chat's talking about this right now. I took Long Island plus 29. I bet that. I locked it up. And, I mean, call me crazy. I know this.
80 to 25.
Dude, I know that, like, JMU looks really good this year. But I will say this. I've watched JMU basketball since the fucking 90s. They've never been this good.
No,
so I have, and I've been closer to that university, I feel like, than the average listener. So I understand. I gave you an absolute lemon. You can absolutely tell me I'm a fucking idiot, and I will own it. However, I'm telling you, they've never been this good. I mean, at least maybe you could talk me into. They had Lefty Drizel in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. And they had a shooting guard named Steve Hood who played for the Sacramento Kings. But that was even me, like, I hadn't really caught on to really, and back then you couldn't even get them on TV. So, like, mid-90s, since I started being able to get them on TV, they've never been this good. Shout out to the Dukes. I ate shit there. But I was on the right side of Georgia State, taking down Rhode Island. All right? Took that one. Patty C was on the right side of UMBC. I ended up taking William & Mary plus, 8.5. UMBC's hot, man. They're hot right now. Retrievers getting it done. Loyola did not cover the big number against Albany, which I laid the points. Once again, didn't bet that one, but I did bet the JMU 1-8 shit there. But I'm about to get to a bunch that I bet. But I should have bet these ones. UIC beats Northeastern. I gave that pick away. High Point covered in UNC Wilmington. I gave that pick away. Robert Morris on the money line. I gave that pick away. So I'm trying to save myself a little bit. This is a little bit of a. I feel like it's like this is like a governor trying to help after like a sex scandal. It's like our water's cleaner. Our water's cleaner. I locked up Quinnipiac. They lost outright to St. Peter's. St.
That
Peter's
one stunned
fucks-
me. That one stunned me because I locked that up with you. I couldn't believe that Quinnipiac lost to St. Peter's.
The line smelled a little bit to me. I mentioned this last
Yeah.
night, but I said, fuck the smell. I said, take Quinnipiac. St. Peter's has been a really, really hard team to understand because I
Up and
came
down.
into the season higher on St. Peter's than I feel like the publications that I read. I was like, man, they got some key guys in the transfer. I like the new coach. I think they're going to be better. And I feel like for the first game or two, I was kind of on point, and then they started to let me down. So then I backed off of them. Then they look good. Then I bet on them. Then they look like shit again. And now I'm like, okay, well, they suck. And boom, they get a huge win against Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac's been fucking me lately too now. I don't know.
No doubt. Yeah. Because they've been
Bucknell-
really good as
Bucknell-
well.
Yeah. Quinnipiac's been really
Yeah.
good, man. They look like a tournament team.
Yeah.
Bucknell didn't cover against Merrimack. I originally was going to take Merrimack. I'm blaming the chat. I'm blaming the chat on that one. You guys swayed me to take fucking Bucknell. They suck ass. No, but I bet heavy on Chattanooga. Jake Stevens, 32 points, 20 boards, 5 blocks. And they lost. How's that possible? I repeat, Jake Stevens, 32 points, 20 boards, 5 blocks.
5 assists, 3 steals.
Dude. Somebody get that guy. I mean, what?
Send him back to
How's he even
VMI.
playing college basketball? Unfucking believable. And they lost. Shout out to Belmont. That's a huge win. Huge win for Belmont there.
And Chattanooga
that
won
one
6 in a row, too.
Yeah. So look, I opened up the day. Long Island ate shit. That was a real bet of mine. Quinnipiac ate shit. Real bet of mine. Chattanooga, real bet, ate shit. I mean, the shit sandwiches were just flying off the shelf. Norfolk State beat A&T, but once again, they didn't cover. NJIT beat Niagara. I was on the wrong side of that. I mean, it didn't bet that, but Valpo beats Elon, didn't cover. And then another one, Detroit, Eastern Michigan. I locked up Detroit -2.5. They lost by 2.
Detroit has been such a tease all year. You can't figure that team out. They're terrible on the road. They're great at home. I mean, but it's like hit or miss with them so far this year with the Mercy.
Dude, Eastern Michigan fucks with me, man. They fuck with me.
I know. That's another team that's in.
Yeah, they really fuck with me. Mike the Ike's in the chat saying, fuck Eastern Michigan. I agree. Unless it's football, because football, they actually treat me good every year, I feel like. I was on them as a dog, as an 18.5 point dog in Tempe on the money line in football. Basketball, they fucking kill me. Finally, it took me to my 5th bet for me to actually cash in. Southern Miss, -15 points. Got it done against McNeese. There, finally you can hear that sweet music. I need a drink. That's true. And I got an Eastern Michigan shirt. I went and ordered one after that Arizona State game in football. And I thought, oh, basketball, they got Amani Bates. I'm going to ride them all year. No, they've been fucking me left and right. Well, it got worse for me. Well, first off, Oregon State didn't cover. Didn't bet that one, but didn't cover against Green Bay. I took Tarleton State. I thought Tarleton could beat Air Force on the money line. Should we start talking about Air Force being actually good? I mean, they won by 14 against Tarleton.
And Tarleton's good. I mean, you look at what Air Force has done so far. They're 8-4 on the year, 3 in a row. I mean, they've beaten Tarleton State soundly, Arkansas State soundly, and South Dakota soundly. I mean, they've won, 6 out of 7 since Thanksgiving. Air Force is sneaky good. They're not just a football academy right now.
Yeah, I know the chat's saying, shh, don't tell Vegas. Don't tell Vegas.
It might be our team.
Yeah, might have this, I got the music on here. Ready for this? Somewhere on here. Let me see where I got this. For the Air Force fans out there that keep backing the Falcons, I got you fucking covered. Never say die, I eagle, never look back. guys have seen Iron Eagle. I might be dating myself. But anyway, next up, Oakland with the greatest cover of the night. They lost by 20. They were getting 20 and a half. Shout out to the Golden Grizz for getting it done. But yeah, Boise continues to look good. Mountain West had a big fucking day today. When you consider the Air Force win, when you consider Boise doing that, and there's a couple other wins we're going to get to in a second. But I did have another lock hit. Thankfully, the Roadrunners of UTSA, meep. They were my darlings in football. I rode them all year. Had that win total over. They covered the 5 points, beat Bethune-Cookman by 21. Let's go. UAB covered against Southern. They continue to look good. Texas Southern did beat Hampton. I was on the wrong side of that. And Buffalo did cover. Right, I think it was right on that number. I think it was 18 and a half, so I think they actually covered.
They were in this game.
Yeah, I remember checking the score. I didn't watch a lot today. I was with the wife. Didn't get eyes on a lot of games, but 18 and a half, they got it done. They covered, just like the Golden Grizz. Cal Berkeley. Was this a push? What was this number?
I had Santa Clara 10 and a half.
Yeah, Cal. So Cal covers. You know what they say? Great teams cover.
Yeah. Shout out to 0 and 12.
I was on Loyola Marymount laying 7 against Cleveland State. Who'd you take in this one?
I locked up Marymount on the picks page.
There we go. There we go. I'll play that music then.
Lay a Pepe, baby.
Oh, and should I mention, look, he led the team in minutes, but he didn't have one of his greater games. 9 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal. You know, but he still led the team in minutes. Without his defense and contribution, they wouldn't have won this game, all right? Because he's the fucking man, all right? Colorado.
Hey, Colby.
What's that?
I said, going back to Cal, do you think our 5 members of our chat could beat Cal in a 40-minute game?
I still think Cal's better than Louisville. Do you agree with me?
Yeah,
there?
no, I don't. You know what? I wasn't on the recap show. Louisville was awful against FAMU, too.
I watched
celebrated.
it. Dude, I watched it, and I was just sitting there like, they're terrible. I don't know how they beat Western Kentucky. Rick Stansbury should have been fired for that loss, in my opinion. Fire him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan in the chat says, no, Cal would kill us. I don't know, man.
No. But you got to believe.
I don't know. Northern Colorado covered for me against the Buffs. Buffs won by 11, though. And then I bet on Auburn -1. They lose at USC.
Crazy.
And I think we might need to start talking about this. I think we might need to start talking a little bit about the Pac-12. I know we shit on them a lot. They had a pretty big weekend. When you consider Arizona beat Tennessee. Yeah. Arizona beat Tennessee. USC beats Auburn. Wait, there was another one. I was making notes while I was driving.
UCLA.
Oh, yeah. UCLA beats Kentucky.
UCLA's rolling.
I feel like someone else did too.
Colorado rolled today.
Yeah. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Oh, Arizona State. Arizona State continues to roll. To roll. So I know it was just San Diego, but I feel like that was a good win. We need to talk about this too. So, is Auburn any good?
I was thinking that because I mean, looking at what they've done, they went to Cancun, they won the challenge, but barely over Northwestern and
43 to 42 against Northwestern.
I know. And I mean, there are only 2 games against high major talent. I mean, Memphis and USC, they've lost both of those games. I don't think Auburn's as good as everybody thought they would be.
Well, they play. The reason why I say that is a couple days from now they play in Seattle against Washington. I think Washington might beat them. They're a weird team.
How about Auburn being on a double Pac-12 road trip before Christmas?
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
Football, I don't know what's that about.
Well, they scheduled two out of conference away games in like 30 years.
I know.
Well, I mean, so then in the SEC, do we need to give a shout out to Mike Snow White? 15-point win against
Bulldog.
Notre Dame. He's got Georgia playing good ball. They should have beat Georgia Tech. That one, And then our New Mexico State Aggies, they continue to roll. Obviously, get that pistol.
Little dust up.
Yeah, I should have locked up TCU. I thought about it yesterday too, but it was like 33 points. They beat Mississippi Valley State by 45. They got that done. Alcorn State didn't cover against Seattle. Central Michigan didn't cover against Missouri State. And then, Patinos. It's the only game I actually watched today, really. Iona, New Mexico. New Mexico covered for me. I locked that thing up minus the points. The teacher got beat by the student, essentially. Once again, this is one of the Mountain West wins I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I'll say this last year, look, I know everyone ragged on the Mountain West. I thought some of that where teams are overrated. Some of it, I believe that. But also some of it was bullshit. I did not think Colorado State deserved a play-in game, and then you gave them Michigan in the play-in game. I thought that was bullshit. San Diego State should have beaten Creighton. So, I mean, I don't think they were as bad as, like, everyone was ragging on them last year. Everyone. That Boise State drew Memphis in the first round. I'm sorry. Like, Boise State was pretty good, and to draw Memphis in the 8-9 matchup, Memphis has as much talent as, like, a top 5 team.
They almost beat Gonzaga in the next round.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of felt like, everyone was ragging on the Mountain West, and I was like, yeah, committee didn't do him any favors. Last year. But New Mexico beats Iona. Arizona State beats San Diego, as I alluded to. UT Rio Grande took care of Houston Baptist. And then the other one that I'm referring to, Colorado State, beat St. Mary's at St. Mary's without one of their key players. I mean, Colorado State was out without one of their key players. Wins on the road. This is what I'm talking about. The Mountain West Air Force, New Mexico, Colorado State.
UNLV.
Who was the fourth team? UNLV, but another team won today, right? Who was it? Who the fuck was it? It was someone I was talking about. Anyway, they're playing good ball. The conference is really up. I don't ever recall it being this good. Maybe you have to go back to like the Keith Van Horn, Utah era when they went to the national championship with Andre Miller. But shout out to them. And then I ate shit on my final bet of the night. I took Baylor minus, 8 or 9. They only won by 6 against Wazoo in Dallas. I ate a lot of shit today, and I'm going to be better tomorrow. All right. And you can take that to the bank. All right. Let's get to game balls. Game balls here. How'd you do on your locks overall, by the way?
I had a losing day as well. I was rolling the show I wasn't on last night. How about
I was
my
too.
Big 12 parlay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
man. We were fucking rolling. Game ball. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say my first game ball has got to be Colorado State. You win at St. Mary's without a key contributor on your team. That's a huge win. This is a huge win. Isaiah Stevens, I know, had a big day. I didn't watch this game. Like I said, the only game I got a little bit of eyes on most of the game was New Mexico and Iona. That's got to be the first game ball to me that jumps off. How about you? First game ball.
You mentioned it with the other game you were talking about. I'm going to go to the younger Patino, the son Patino. Richard Patino gets it done over his father. New Mexico, 11-0. They continue to win. They're good. I mean, if you haven't watched the Lobos yet, it's going to be a fun Mountain West season at the Pit this year because that place is as hard to play in the Mountain West as any home venue in America.
Yeah, dude, I've actually, I have a birthday in January, and my wife was telling me we should go out of town somewhere, and I was considering It's not locked in yet, but I'm strongly considering going to hitting up a New Mexico game at the Pit. So
It's the best.
Yeah. So
and they've won on the road. I mean, they won at SMU. I mean, they've won at St. Mary's as well. I mean, New Mexico's for real.
dude, it makes me want to pull up their schedule and try to forecast when their loss will be. It's going to be on the road, obviously, because the Pit is such a fucking great college basketball environment. I don't know who tweeted that today. I don't know if it was Rocco Miller or what, saying college basketball is better when New Mexico's rolling and the Pit is rocking.
Yeah.
And I agree. Go back to the days. What was it? Reggie? Well, you had Steve Alford there. I want to say no. Reggie Theus was at New Mexico State. Trying to remember who was prior or after Alfred, but they were rocking for a while there. So
at Wyoming on New Year's Eve.
And Colorado State was without Taviante Jackson tonight. So key player on that team. Just a nice. So my second game ball is going to go. I'll go USC because to me, we didn't really know what they are, and I still don't know. I don't know what Auburn is, but either way, Auburn was ranked, and I do believe that this is a huge win for the Pac-12. I think. And that's another thing. Adding Colorado's win against Tennessee. So we have Colorado and Arizona have beaten Tennessee. UCLA's beaten Kentucky. USC's beat Auburn. Talk about owning the fucking SEC. Shout out to USC for getting that done. Boogie Ellis, I know, had a nasty night. So who's your second game ball?
I'm going to go to Mike White and the Georgia Bulldogs. Get it done over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They get to 8-3 now. And, SEC plays right around the corner. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And by the way, Boise was the other team that won tonight in the Mountain West that I was alluding to that I couldn't remember. I'm going to give it up to my final game ball. I'm going to say JMU. I know it's Long Island. Like, I was about to give this thing to Loyola, Maryland. I was thinking about Belmont, but JMU doesn't win games like that. This year, they keep doing this. They are going to make the NCAA. I mean, I get it. Southern Miss is in their division, in their conference. So is Marshall. So they're not like a shoe-in for the NCAA tournament, but fuck. They're good. It's Long Island. It's Long Island. I know anyone looks good against Long Island, but I really believe that JMU is really good this year. That's my final game ball because I still can't believe they were up by that. They were up by like 60 at one point in that game. Fucking incredible. I don't care if they were playing, a D3 school. Up by 60 at JMU is a big fucking deal. Who's your final game ball?
I'm going to go to the Falcons of Air Force. Winners of 3 in a row. They put it on Tarleton today. 8-4 overall, and headed into the new year, they're playing well.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our slate there. Let's pick some fucking winners now. All right. Let's give me some. I need some music here. Get us into
some day games.
Get us into the mood of pick it. Yeah, that's what I love about the holidays, man. You get the holidays going, you just get games almost 24/7. I can't find any fucking music. I don't know what I'm doing in the world.
Run and shoot. We can get run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with a camera.
Yes. I saw the chat talking Hoops Peterson, by the way. I will be on his show on Tuesday night. Check it out. We'll be talking college hoops. Next up, we got, first up. Make sure you try the egg white omelet because Bob Jones is taking on Gardner Webb. Oh, man. There's no line on this one. It's just at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Shout out to those watching. Bob Jones. They're open 24 hours as far as I'm concerned. So check out Bob Jones against Gardner Webb. The running Bulldogs are good. I enjoy them. Also, at that same time, you get Fairmont. That's a street in Nevada that you really never need to go to. Actually,
Playing
now you
Bowling
do.
Green.
With Circa being built, you got to go to check out Fairmont Street. Yeah, they're taking on Bowling Green. That's at 8 a.m. You can go 8 a.m. on the west, 11 a.m. on the east. You can go dual screens, get yourself a I don't know, a nice Eggs Benedict with the old Bob Jones, and then Fairmont Street. I don't know. In Vegas, I feel like that's just, you just say prostitution jokes there. I don't fucking know. But also at 1 o'clock, you get one. I live in Los Angeles, folks, and I'm not really familiar with Cal State Los Angeles basketball. But they're taking on good old Pepperdine up here up in Malibu. We don't have lines on any of those games because they're from other divisions. So then we come into some real great basketball. IUPUI. Oh man, our boys. They're heading across town to Indianapolis. Actually, no, this one's in Indianapolis. This one's crazy because when you really break this down to anyone that tries to shit on D2 hoops or D3 hoops, and I talk about this sometimes with our friend Ryan Real Money Kramer because I don't think he understands sometimes. Southern Indiana has played. They are 11 games into being a D1 opponent. 11 games in, and they are a 17.5 point favorite against IUPUI, who's been a D1 program for a while now. I mean, I'm laying the number. I'm fucking laying the number. What are you doing here?
IUPUI sucks. And Southern Indiana's been our squad, the Screaming Eagles. I think the Eagles will put it on them.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're going to win by like 30.
Sucks. Yeah, I agree.
Isn't that what I mean? So when you watch the D2 tournament, I normally watch a lot of those like championship games. Those guys are better than a lot of D1 programs. They really are.
Yeah, no doubt. That's where I started watching Queens.
Yeah, look at Queens. Look at Southern Indiana. Look at St. Thomas's success. A lot of people just assume, it's a subdivision. Well, sometimes that's all financial. It has nothing to do with what's happening on the hardwood. Or on the gridiron. Marshall's taking on Glenville State, not Glanville State. We're still, we're working on starting Glanville State. Shout out to our friend Jerry Glanville here. He's like the biggest fucking G of them all. If you guys don't know who Jerry Glanville is, well, first off, he had a Sega game in the 80s or 90s that was fantastic. He was a football coach for the Atlanta Falcons and Houston Oilers for a long time. But this motherfucker, while he was coaching football, and even recently, we had him on the show in the past year, 80 fucking years old, still professionally racing. That's incredible. He did a 24-hour race at fucking 80 years old. You know what that means? I'm a fucking like our generation just sucks. I get tired driving back from fucking Best Buy. You know what I mean? This dude's doing a 24-hour race at fucking 80 hours or at 80 years old. Shout out to Jerry Glanville. They're taking on Marshall. Maine.
That's a West Virginia battle right there.
Where is Glenville?
It's in West Virginia. It's about an hour and a half, I guess, southwest of Morgantown, we'll say. It's in the middle of nowhere. A better time or two.
Yeah, I mean, Glenville State, man. Bring your tooth.
Yeah, bring your tooth paste there.
I wonder if you get pepper sprayed at their football games.
That's where Rich Rod's from.
Really? Oh, He used to coach there, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's Rich Rod. Yep.
I remember that. I remember seeing like a I don't know if it was 30 for 30 or some type of doc. Maybe it was HBO Real Sports on his time there. Maine is at Akron. Our Cocaine Bears. I mean, they're catching 14.5 against the Zips. This is in Akron, Ohio at James Rhodes Arena. Let me tell you something. Fuck you. Give me the Cocaine Bears. I'm taking the points. I know Akron's been our team. I know Castanada's a baller. I'm taking the Cocaine Bears. Shared a text message with a buddy. yesterday. He hit me up. Hadn't talked to him in a while. He writes for the Jon Stewart show, and he's like, dude, we got it. I know I'm in New York City. You're in LA, but we should like meet in the middle of the country and go see Cocaine Bear. We would write a screenplay like that. But anyway, I'm on Maine. I'm going Maine. What are you doing here?
I'm going to go against our Bears. They kind of been regressing a little bit since we spotlighted them. I think they're looking forward to the holiday. They'll be ready for league play on the other side of the holiday.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to mention Crawley Ridge College taking on UT Martin. That's Crawley Ridge is definitely in Urban Dictionary, guarantee you. And then you have Davis and Elkins taking on North Florida. We're not good. We don't have lines on that. All right. Manhattan is taking on Marist. Dude, Manhattan's been fucking with me too, man. I'll be
It's the
honest.
hardest
I feel
team
like
to predict.
a couple of years ago, I don't know. Shout out to our listeners, but I don't know that I'd be curious to know who was listening to us like 3 or 4 years ago when I had this year where I could not handicap a MAC basketball game correctly. Like I really had the numbers. I don't remember the numbers now, but I'm saying like at the time I was like hitting at like below 5% on MAC games. I feel like that might have transformed to the MAAC this year because I can't Quinnipiac. Obviously, I'm eating shit on. St. Peter's, I'm eating shit on. Manhattan. I mean, I feel like I've been on the wrong side of Manhattan a lot. Manhattan's catching 4.5. I am laying the 4.5 with Marist. Give me the Red Foxes. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm going to take Marist here. I mean, like you said, Manhattan's been so unpredictable. Losers of 4 in a row. They lost Central Connecticut, Bryant, Providence, and Monmouth. I mean, when you lose to Monmouth, you know there's things wrong. So I'm going to take Marist.
Yeah. I mean, don't bet this one. Don't bet. I mean, bet it, but don't bet it. If that makes sense. Yeah. Sacred Heart is taking on St. Joe's. Sacred Heart's catching 8.5. St. Joe's covered against Villanova when I bet them the other day. So there's no way they cover 2 games in a row. Give me Sacred Heart plus the 8.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I was shocked that St. Joe's cover against Villanova. Yeah, I'll go Sacred Heart. I mean, I thought St. Joe's actually played pretty well the other night, so I think they'll go back to their old selves.
Yeah, I just can't consistently. I got to see it more than a couple times.
Yeah.
St. Bonaventure, Siena. This is probably one of the better games on the slate. I know Siena's 5-5, but I've been impressed with them a couple times. You dive into the analytics on this one, and well, I mean, both teams are around the same level of offense. Really, St. Bonaventure's playing much better defense, and I think that might be the X factor here. But they are. They let us down against Florida Gulf Coast. I will take St. Bonnie plus 1. I'm thinking about locking this. You can talk me into a lock here. Should we lock this?
Yeah, no, this is honestly this is one of my favorite games of the night in terms of just want to watch it. But I do like the Bonnies to win this one. I mean, they've lost 2 in a row. Disappointing against Gulf Coast the other night. Tough loss against Iona. But they have been playing good ball. I'll lock up the Bonnies to get it done against Siena.
Yeah, and they got Daryl Banks. You remember him from St. Peter's last year. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep,
let's go. I was looking for a reason. I was like, give me a little help on betting here. Let's go with the Bonnies on the road. Hofstra's heading down to Tampa, Florida. It's tough, man. You get Jersey kids down there at the Yingling Center. You're telling me you're like surrounded by strip clubs and you think they're just going to be fucking normal? You think it's going to be a normal basketball game? And then you have, obviously Aaron Estrada. I know the chat was talking about this, the leading scorer for the Pride. He is a game time decision with an ankle. I'm taking Hofstra plus 1.5. I think Hofstra's better. I am worried about that little That little strip club trap, little sand trap down there in Tampa.
Little strip
doing?
dust up. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take. I'll take the Pride. I'm not locking this. So
Yeah, I'm not locking it either. Next up, we go Delaware and Ryder, the moving company. Look, tell us your intel. Tell us your fucking intel. I need to know why this line is only 1.5. Why the fuck is this? Makes zero sense to me. Someone explain this to me. Someone explain this one to me. Does this make any sense to you? Delaware is good. They're 7-4, right? They're coming off of a double-digit win against Princeton, who's good.
put it on them.
I mean, Delaware beat Davidson. They've won, 5 in a row, I feel like. No, 4 in a row, I think.
Yep.
I mean, they beat Colgate, who's good. They barely lost at Air Force, which is now looking like a quality showing. They weren't even terrible in the Duke game, especially in the first half. Why the fuck are they not? Why are they getting points at the moving company? This one,
I guess the only thing is like you win 4 in a row, and you got a big one against Ohio on Wednesday, so quick turn. But they're better than Ryder. I mean, they've been playing good ball, like you said. They've won 4 in a row. They beat Davidson. They've beaten Siena and Princeton. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll lock up the Blue Hens. I'm tired of moving. Fuck the moving company. Let's go, Blue Hens.
I don't know if I can lock it with the number smelling this bad, but I see Rob Donaldson in the chat says, I threw money on Ryder, decided to lean into the stink. Kurt Cobain did too. And look what happened to him. Fuck.
Yeah, I've stunk all weekend. I'm going right into the stink. Let's go, Blue Hens. They came through for me at Princeton. I had them on the money line on Friday night.
Dude, they look good, man.
I know they're good. They are good.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Jameer Nelson Jr. is a beast. They're a good team. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. I know they lost a couple guys to the portal, but all right, let's go. Give me the fucking Blue Hens. Let's go. I go to Jersey. Fucking Hens are gonna be just shitting all over those moving quilts. Next up, Grambling taking on Liberty. Oh man, Grambling cost me the other night. They're getting 12.5 at Liberty. This place gets lit though, man. Flaming Libs. I'll take Grambling in the points. I'm not locking this though. Liberty just put it on Bryant by 20 on the road.
Yeah.
This is a good game. I'm actually kind of excited to watch this one. And this, like I said, Liberty, the fans, I know there's a documentary out about Falwell and how he's a fucking terrible human being, but as a guy that loves college football and college basketball, I love the places that get lit and Liberty fans show up. They might not be. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just saying that it's impressive considering that they were like D3 like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, you mentioned it. Lynchburg, Virginia. I mean, what they've turned that athletic department in terms of athletics with football and basketball has been incredible. Whether you want to agree with it or not, but I'll take the points. But like you said, they do have a good home court advantage. Yeah,
and that always makes me scared. Like if this was neutral, I would be all over Grambling to cover that. But I just think that place does get pretty bonkers. Next up, we got Texas A&M Commerce. They're new to D1 too, and they're not horrible. This is my point.
They're not horrible either.
And they're heading to what's it called? Fort Wayne, Allen County War Memorial Stadium. Can you add any more names onto that fucking thing? IPFW's laying 9.5. I like this IPFW team. I do. And 9.5 is a big number, but I think I'm going to lay it. But I don't know. Commerce won at Eastern Kentucky. They almost won at Georgia State. They beat Air Force at Air Force. You know what? Give me Commerce. Let's go. What are you doing here?
I'm taking Commerce too. Like you said, all these Division 1 or Division 2 teams that are transitioning in Division 1 have been impressive so far. So I'll keep riding the train here.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty damn good, man. I caught that Air Force game. I remember watching, being like, "Whoa!" I mean, I thought Air Force was terrible at the time. but I still was impressed by Commerce. Talk about the best game of the night. Holy Cross. Holy Cross is heading to New Hampshire, Lundholm Gymnasium. That's a fucking left turn. New Hampshire, they played last year. New Hampshire won by 15. New Hampshire's laying 6.5. I think we were talking about this. Holy Cross has kind of been chippy lately. Almost beat Northwestern. Oh, not Northwestern. Northeastern lost by 1. Only lost by 4 to Quinnipiac, and then they beat Central Connecticut State. December's been kind to the Crusaders.
It's no Phoenix team.
Give me the 6.5 points. I can't believe I'm fucking saying that. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'll take Holy Cross reluctantly.
North Dakota
I'll take
State.
Holy Cross and take a sip of my whiskey.
That's when you tease. Like I know people shit on me for liking to tease college basketball. Sometimes I like doing that. I feel like you tease that thing up to double digits. I don't see how Holy Cross loses by double digits to New Hampshire. I don't know. North Dakota State is at Western Illinois. Western Illinois, have we mentioned this? Much like Air Force, they're kind of all right. 7-4.
5 in a row. Yep.
I'm laying the 1.5. You know what? Fuck it. I'm locking this fucking thing. Give me the Leathernecks. Minus 1.5. What part of town is this again? Macomb, Illinois, at Western Hall. That's what I'm talking about. Just simple. It's a simple stadium name. That's all you need. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I kind of like Western Illinois here in Macomb, Illinois. They've won 4 in a row. North Dakota State, looking at what they've done. I mean, they've struggled whenever they leave Fargo. I'll join you. Let's go, Western Illinois. I'll lock it up.
Let's fucking go. One of the best names in all of college athletics, the Leathernecks. Charleston, 11-1, traveling down to Myrtle Beach. It's tough.
It's a tricky spot here.
I ate shit. We both locked up South Dakota. In South Dakota, I think we were laying like 3.5 or 4 against Coastal. Coastal won that game outright. I'm going to lay the points with Charleston. I think Charleston's the better team. Not going to lock it, though. Might. Get the SGPN app. That's something I might do tomorrow. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that scares me is because the game's in Coastal, South Carolina rivalry, but I do think Charleston is the better team, so I'll lay the points.
Yeah. Alabama State. It does, right? Yeah. Alabama State heads into Arkansas State. This is one we might need a lockup. I think Alabama State is on the Mississippi Valley State level, on the Holy Cross level. Arkansas State just beat, what was it? It was SEMO, right?
SEMO, yep.
By 7. I know it's a dry county. I'm laying the 10 with Arkansas State. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm locking up the Red Wolves. Alabama State auto fade until further notice.
Let's do it. Yep. We're agreeing. We're agreeing a lot tonight. Let's get back on the winning side of things, folks. Chicago State. Uh-oh. Wait.
Here we go.
Didn't I say we should take the Cats? Wait. Charleston is the Cougars. Chicago State is the Cougars. Do I smell a parlay that we're giving out of Charleston minus 6.5 and Chicago State plus 6.5? No, I'm sorry. Chicago State plus 6, flat 6 at Illinois State. They can win this fucking thing. They can win it outright. Give me Chicago State plus the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what not Chicago State, what Illinois State, I mean, they're coming off the loss to Ball State. I mean, Chicago State's been way better than what people give them credit for. There were fights against Southern Illinois. Should have beat Murray State on the road. Should have beat Martin on the road. A bunch of should wins. I'm going to lock up Chicago State and Charleston. I like that parlay play. Let's go.
Oh, we're fucking in. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Parlay. Let's go.
Let's give me.
Give us some on the money line with Chicago State. They're due for one of these wins. They keep knocking off the
There we go. Lock it up. Cougar parlay. Charleston and Chicago State. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Stonehill. It's taking on the Braves of Bradley. Bradley's coming off that tough loss in Fayetteville. Stonehill's getting 16.5. Bradley's good, but give me the 16.5 at Stonehill. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Bradley hung in the game with Arkansas the other night, but I'll take Stonehill.
Let's go.
Too many points.
Sorry, I don't have a line on Dillard's Mustard against New Orleans, or Jarvis against Rice, or Spring Hill against South Alabama. But I do have a line on this. This actually might. Whoa. What? I'm kind of shocked that this is the line. Okay, South Dakota State's catching 9.5 in Tulsa against Oral Roberts. This. Give me South Dakota State plus the 9.5. Lock it up. This line's off. It's off. I know South Dakota State's struggling. They're 5-7. Their last game got postponed because of a fucking snowstorm. They've won 2 in a row. They get it right. They win this outright. Plus 360 on the money line. Let's fucking go. Let's go. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I kind of like the Jackrabbits. I don't want to lock it up just because they've struggled whenever they've left away from home. So I'm going to take I'll take the Jackrabbits, but no lock for me.
No lock. All right, South Dakota's taking on UMKC. The Kangaroos. This is a game in the Summit League. UMKC is laying 1.5. This is the hardest game to call on the fucking sheet. Give me the Kangaroos, but this game is tough. What are you doing here?
You know, fascinating game. You got the Kangaroos, and then you got the Coyotes. I'm going to take the Coyotes. I don't feel great about it, though. I think this is a coin flip game. So, game will come down to the wire.
The Fighting Hawks of North Dakota. Don't look now, but like I had this team on auto fade early in the year, and then all of a sudden they started covering, almost beat Seattle at Seattle. Who was it that was it Cal State Fullerton they beat? I think that I was like, what? They're catching 8 at our team, St. Thomas, that is. I'm going to lay the 8. I don't think we should lock this one. Although they played in February. They played in February, and the Tommies did win by 10. All right, let's go. Let's go. Maine and St. Thomas are our squads. I feel like that's another parlay we should do. I kind of tread lightly on this one though. I'm gonna bet it, but I'll probably gonna throw a little bit less than I traditionally do. What do you do?
Yeah, no, I'll take the Tommies. I don't love the spot for them because they are rolling all of a sudden. Ryan in the chat says the Tommies line has dropped to 7.5. So put that on the lock page for you.
There we go. Let's
give you the
go.
extra half point.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Denver taking on Omaha. Look, we can't get the Colorado-Nebraska rivalry back. College, thank you, TV execs, for ruining one of the best fucking college football rivalries. Instead, we can honor it by playing Denver and Omaha in the Summit League twice a year. Noah, this one's for you, man. What does he say in Top Gun? That was for you, man. I'm laying the 2. I'm laying the 2 with the Pioneers. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no. What's Denver on the year now? They are
9-3.
Yeah,
perhaps
they got
the
right
most
after
phoniest 9-3, but I mean they only beat Colorado Christian by 9. That's little red flags going up a little bit there. Let's go. I'm
I
taking
kind of like
Denver.
Omaha here. I feel like the Pioneers are due for some regression here.
Oh, you're probably right. I'm not betting
Yeah.
this. I'm just saying, give me Denver -2. Um, I actually kind of want to watch this one. I feel like this
Yeah,
is
no
one that we
doubt.
throw on at the studio. Weber State's taking on Utah State. This game's awesome, but in these schools, they played in football. Weber's a FCS school. They beat the shit out of Utah State this year. These teams both reside in the same city. They're both in Logan, Utah. That makes it interesting for me. Weber's catching
Fantastic.
16.5. Weber's kind of been disappointing this year, but they coming off they were dogs against Cal Poly. They went on the road to San Luis Obispo, won by almost 30, 29-point win. Give me Weber. I wonder if they can get some fans into that gym. Utah State's undefeated still, by the way. Still undefeated. I'm taking the 16.5 in Weber. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I mean it's crazy. Utah State's 9-0. This is an interesting game because Weber State. I mean, they put it on Cal Poly the other night. They won by what? I mean, they made our game balls the other night.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Weber State. I don't love it though, just because maybe a little regression. They could get drilled, but when in doubt, I'll take the points and a big number here.
I feel like Weber was playing Cal Baptist well the other night too. They beat Abilene Christian.
Yeah.
I don't know. They kind of been up and down this year, but I'm on. It's a little brother angle too. San Francisco. Hey, they just played on Saturday.
It's my team.
Hit for you. Yeah. UT Arlington's coming into San Francisco. The Dons trying to avoid the upset. They are 15-point favorites against the Mavericks of UTA. UTA is 4-7. 4-7. They went to Stillwater, only lost by 11. They got housed against Nevada, though. They did beat Northern Kentucky, but they lost to East Carolina. But that's understandable. East Carolina's the best team in the nation. They only lost by 4 at LSU. They only lost by 3 to North Texas. Give me UTA in the points. I think they can hang around enough. What are you doing here?
I'm going to lock up UTA. I think this is a letdown for San Fran. I think they keep this game close and have a chance to win it. I think it comes right down the wire, so I'll lock up Arlington.
Oh, I like it. I'm Iceman. He's fucking Maverick because, boom, catch the 15 points in San Francisco. Let's go. Final game on the slate. Yes, we don't have Westmont and Utah Tech or San Diego Christian and Cal State Fullerton or Life Pacific Insurance Company against Long Beach State. But we do have Idaho heading to Cal State Northridge. What the fuck am I missing here? Did you catch what Idaho did to Northwest Indian?
Oh, yeah, they drilled them. 125-51.
They might have been on peyote. I don't fucking know, but good God. Idaho's playing good ball here, man. Idaho has been a lot better than I thought they would be this year. Only lost to Riverside by 2. Beat Northern Illinois by 40. Beat North Dakota, who were riding. Or not tonight, but beat Pacific at Pacific. This should be a lock, and that is why. Give me the Vandals plus 3.5 in Northridge. Let's go. They can cover the line. Sprinkle some on the money line. What are you doing here?
I kind of like that with you here. I like Idaho. Yeah, I'll lock it up. Let's go. Sprinkle some on the money line. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Let's
Vandal.
go. All right. And that caps off our night. Do not forget about our Cougar parlay, and I will get to that. But my locks are Idaho plus 3.5 in Northridge. Lock it up. I am locking up St. Thomas minus 7.5 against North Dakota. I'm locking up South Dakota State plus 9.5 in Tulsa against Oral Roberts. Sprinkle some on the money line. I am locking up. I don't know if I'm not going to. Yeah. Okay. Our Cougar parlay, by the way. Charleston minus 6.5 at Coastal Carolina in Myrtle. Chicago State +6 in what is normal Illinois taking on Illinois State. That's the Cougar parlay. Bet that shit. And then I'm also going to lock up Western Illinois -1.5 against the Bison. Also going to lock up Delaware +1.5 at the Moving Company. St. Bonaventure +1 at Siena. And just for the brand, give me Maine +14.5 at Akron. Let's go.
Oh,
What are you doing? Fire away.
lead it off with the Bonnies to get it done against Siena. Take the money line. They're going to win that game outright. Take Delaware at Ryder to get it done as well. They're +1.5, but I think they'll win the game outright. I'm going to take Western Illinois -1.5 against North Dakota State. Take Arkansas State, the Red Wolves over Alabama State. Alabama State's auto fade.
I'm with you on that. My bad. I forgot about that one.
No doubt. Yeah, no, we'll ride the Red Wolves there. Texas Arlington +15 at San Fran. A little sleepy spot for the Dons. We're both on Idaho +3.5 at Cal State Northridge. Sprinkle some on the money line there. And then, of course, our Cougar parlay. We're going to take College of Charleston -6.5 at Coastal and Chicago State +6 at Illinois State. Those are my locks.
Let's fucking go, brother. Folks, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Go to iTunes. Look, you're sitting over here. You're fucking talking about Bob Jones University with us. Come on. Hop on over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. Takes a minute out of your fucking day. All right. And if you've already left a review, no excuses. Grab your girls, grab your friends, grab whoever, your uncle. He's fucking passed out on the couch at the holidays. He had too much turducken. All right. Grab his fucking phone. Give us a 5-star review. The more of that we get, the more sponsors we potentially can get, which means the more opportunity for us to give you more episodes. All right. Boom. It's a simple fucking equation. All right. Check out all of Ryan's work. Ryan's the host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. He's the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Check out my work. I'm the host of the College Football Experience, the College Baseball Experience with Noah Beanick we knock out. There's other platforms too. I'm on the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out that. There's a bunch of shit too. You'll hear me on it. I'll hype it when it comes. But check out Sports Gambling Podcast. Get that SGPN app in the App Store and Google Play Store. Come talk college hoops with us in Discord. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And yeah, we're gonna kick ass tonight. Rebound, all right. And I'm not talking about the Earl. I'm not talking about the Earl Manigault story. We're fucking rebounding tonight. Let's go. This is the College Basketball Experience for Monday, December 19th. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Spit my darts, you get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mother for 106 apart. Cause of your liquor will I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dog. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Fighters are quick to cross. Fish you on the dick to lie. Piss you off, it goes tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all. Good thing you got the market corner. Kids and malls. Rip the red carpet as you slip and fall off. Another career spear. Thanks for trying to block. You get an A for effort and an F for shut the fuck up. Here's a hint. Put down the mic, you catch a glimpse. And keep your minds wide when you see me. Mics, I seize them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse. A lot of these heads need to improve their improv. Talent's not a program you download and install. Quality spread through hard work, no involved. My peers respect me cause I'm genuinely evolved. Beyond gathering names to build up my buddy list. You decide friendships and pounds and suicide and bloody risk. Come equipped or leave empty handed. They don't call me C's for nothing. See the camera? Smile. Click. Here comes the picture. You act like a child. Manhood don't fit ya. I'll break your own style. Down to a bumper sticker. And never need a gun to lift ya. Here's a hint. Put down the mic and catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mics, I seize them. So when you see him, you gotta go reason to look. Catch a glimpse.